It was a journal entry as far as the actual experience. And I don't journal, but I started journaling because it was a way for me to process this feeling of isolation. And when it came time for the contest, I was looking at some of the pieces I had written, not really crafted. I didn't know what crafted meant at the time. So I took it from a journal and the emotions that stirred in me, I thought, this is a story that I need to work further with. And what is being stirred in me? And how do I articulate what's being stirred in me aside from this is what happened in this 15 minutes? It took time to actually get in touch with the emotions that I was experiencing. And then I had to distance myself from the emotions to be able to write about it because there was such rage and anger and some emotions I couldn't identify what they were. And I needed time to actually distance and what are those emotions? Pulling out the thesaurus and, like what are those emotions that I'm experiencing? Because I didn't know how to write about it. I mean, I was really a newbie writer. And so to actually craft something and go back to Memoir Writing Inc. and looking at the some of the lessons and how do I do that. So that was where I spent some time. And then realizing I needed another set of eyes. And that's when I chose to go to Lori as an editor because I thought, I don't know what I'm doing. And so that was very helpful. I have to say any editing process of having somebody else that knows more than look at your work. And I think that helped me dig deeper as to why is this story important? Like, why is it important to me? Why would it be important to anybody else? And I think that I was able to fill in more of a backstory, mother-daughter relationships. I mean, what a universal thing. No way. It wasn't even on my radar to win, yeah, like the thought never crossed my mind. I think the important thing for me was to tell my story. I could feel this voice coming up and to put it out there, I think was important because it was almost like speaking a truth. It's an interesting question because I think, well, certainly the long list, I thought, wow, isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? Like somebody read my story and they liked it, but it was more somebody read my story and they heard me. Like I didn't feel alone. And it was like just enough to be long listed. Well, even the contest was like somebody's going to read my truth. Whatever they think of it is another story. So to be long listed, it was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then the short list. And then it was like, really? Like me? First of all, I think we need to write for ourselves. It's not my go-to to write towards something. I don't do well writing towards a deadline personally. I have to, if I'm going to write, it's because I enjoy it and then think, oh, that contest, maybe I'll submit that. I think writing for oneself and also thinking about writing as a healing process, you know. I mean, I know everybody writes for all different reasons, but I think underneath it all, we all write for ourselves, but we think we have to do it for something else. But we wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't giving us something internally. And so, yeah, I'd say, write for yourself.